Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the YouTube world, CJ Rose's back in the building. Welcome back to the channel. I could say we got a packed weekend ahead of us because Forbidden Door for AEW is also this weekend. I believe it's Sunday. And as well on Sunday will be NXT Heatwave, which is what we are here to talk about today. Before we head to Paris next weekend, we are stopping in Massachusetts. So let's get ready for this one. We got 6 matches. Let's hop on to it. As we start off with a match that was made on NXT on Tuesday, as we got the Canadians, as I call them, Chelsea Green and the NXT North American Champion, Ethan Page, as they take on Tavion Heights and Tara May Steele. So if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is Tara's first ever match on NXT. I believe it's the very first match. Or she may have had another match. So I believe this is probably her second match. I believe it's her second or first. I don't even remember. But yeah, she's in a match with Tavion Heights as they take on Ethan Page and Chelsea Green. So Tavion stepped out of no quarter catch crew and pretty much is on his own. And the one thing that he wanted to do was get after the NXT North American title, held by Ethan Page, who designed it as pretty much as the Canadian flag. And he enlisted Chelsea Green's, expertise, because in fact she's Canadian as well. And yeah, that's all I gotta say, really. This should be a pretty fun match. All I can say, should be a pretty fun match. Chelsea Green is gold with everything she does. You know, Ethan Page is my guy. And this is also a good show for Tavion Heights, because if they get the win, which I actually have Tavion and Tyra winning, if the gold medalists get the job done here, then Tavion Heights will definitely be in line for an NXT North American Championship shot. So this is just one way to just get that ball rolling. So I got Tavion and Tyra with the win. As we continue with the tag team madness, as the NXT tag titles online, as our champions Hank and Tank take on Dark State. Which 2 members? I don't know. I couldn't even give you much of a guess of who I think will be who Dark State will pick. But I give NXT this credit. Dark State is one of these new factions where, you know, you don't really know who they are or anything. Kind of still getting a full feel of what they do. But ever since they came in, they've had some very big wins. They've beaten the NXT champion multiple times. They beat the number 1 contenders multiple times. You know what I'm saying? So they got some pretty big wins under their belt. And now it looks like they're going after the tag titles, which I'm not gonna lie is a pretty good step for them, because they kind of need to move this along. If we're supposed to be taking them as a very serious threat, then they need to have some credibility. And being the tag champions is a way to go. I kind of have Dark State winning. I kind of don't really have them losing. But then again, as I'm thinking about Hank and Tank, I don't believe they had that many title defenses, really. I don't believe so. They won those titles at Stand and Deliver. That was in April. It is now August. They've been champions for a minute. Again, I don't really remember how many title defenses they got under their belt, but I don't really see them winning. Like, I mean, if they win, cool. You know what I'm saying? If they win, salute to them. But I'm kind of leaning more towards Dark State becoming the tag champions. I wouldn't mind it. I'd be cool with it. I just don't know. I have more faith with Dark State than anything. So I'm going to take it as is. I got Dark State with the W. Next up, we got ourselves a triple threat match to determine who faces the NXT Women's Champion. As we have Lola Vice versus Jada Parker versus Kalani Jordan. Okay. I've been trying to figure out specifically with these three who probably deserves a shot more. Now, a lot of people probably have Jada Parker winning. But the thing with me is that Jada's had a lot of chances this year. A lot of chances. Hell, she was in Stand and Deliver. She had her shot. I believe she had her shot before that. You know what I'm saying? So she's had too many opportunities at the moment. I'm going to put a pause on Jada. I'm taking my pause on her. Lola had a shot at the NXT Women's Championship, but that was, I believe, last year when Roxanne Perez was champion. Yeah, so she's kind of overdue. And then Kalani never had a shot ever, you know, so I'm kind of leaning more towards Kalani Jordan with the W because she's probably the only one. She's the only one out of the three that has not had a shot at the NXT Championship, and I think she's well overdue. So I give her the shot, to be honest. Her versus JC Jane. F it, why not? Plus, there's some history there. Remember, Fatal Influence was the one. Well, Fallon Henley was the one that took the North American Championship from her. But I still say Fatal Influence played a big, no pun intended, influence on her losing that. So I think it'd be cool if Kalani could go in there and maybe take the title from JC Jane. Why not? I'd do that. But I don't know. But again, I got Kalani winning. If not Kalani, then Lola. But then again, what do you do with Jada? I don't know. You know, but I got Kalani with the W. I got her getting her shot at the NXT Women's Championship. As we are headed to a grudge match between Blake Monroe and Jordynne Grace. This all started at Evolution, where Jordynne had her shot at the NXT Women's Championship, and she asked Blake Monroe to be in her corner because Blake was helping Jordynne get ready for this title shot. And the night prior, they were teaming together against Fatal Influence. So Jordynne was like, you know what? We make a pretty good team. We got some chemistry here. Why don't you be in my corner to watch me? Also help me because Fatal Influence will be out there. And, you know, boom, I could be NXT Women's Champion. She was like, cool, you know, but I didn't want to take the spotlight from you. But cool, right? So she was out there. Fatal Influence was about to interfere. But Blake stopped that. She grabbed the NXT Women's Championship, letting Jordynne know, I got this, I got you. So as Jordynne was about to go for something, she bounced off the ropes and boom, Blake hit her in the back with the NXT Championship. JC Jane took advantage and won. Thought it was an accident. I didn't think it was an accident because it didn't look like one. Then Blake got in the ring, gave the title back to JC Jane, and then made her little, you know, her thing. And ever since then, Jordynne has been trying to get her hands on Blake. Blake pretty much illustrated and said that you don't look like a champion You don't look like somebody that could be marketed properly. I look like a champion. I look like a person that could represent NXT in the most possible way. And ever since then, again, Jordan's been trying to get her hands on Blake. So boom, here we are. I'm not gonna lie to you, I got Blake Monroe winning. I do. I got her winning. This is Blake's first feud. I thought her first feud would be literally against Fatal Influence, and she would get skyrocketed straight to the NXT Women's Championship. But nah, it looks like we're taking her time, which is good. Build her up. And a win over Jordynne Grace will do just that. The thing is, when it comes to Jordynne, damn, she hasn't won anything really. Let's be honest. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Jordynne has only had one PLE win. Because she officially came to WWE or NXT this year. Like, when she made her appearance at the Rumble this past year, she was already officially in WWE. She didn't wrestle yet. Like, she didn't make an appearance yet or nothing. Like, she made past appearances, but she was still in TNA. And yeah, ever since then, she hasn't really, did she win? I don't, like off the top of the head, I really can't tell you if she's won anything, really. So this would be a great win, but then again, Blake Monroe is still pretty fresh. We're talking months at this point. We're talking maybe like, 3-4 months Blake's been here? So you got to pick and choose here. But I'm taking Blake to win because it would benefit. Blake winning would benefit her more, especially if she's going to try to be the next one to get that NXT Women's Championship. So I got Blake Monroe with the W. Probably a dirty way, but either way, I got her taking the win. As we go back to some triple threat action, but this time, it's for the TNA Knockouts title. As our double champion, JC Jane will defend against Ash by Elegance and Masha Slamovich. Now, I've been trying my best to keep up with TNA. I don't have the TNA Plus app. I said I would get that starting next year, and then maybe we can get something going. Not talking about it yet. So get that thought out your head. Get it out now. Get it out. But I haven't really been paying much attention to TNA as much. I try my best to keep up. But I know Masha Slamovich is in this match specifically because she was the one that lost the Knockouts title, so she wants her run back. I believe I know she had a match for it, but I forget if that ended in disqualification, interference, or whatever the case was. But I know Masha wants her shot. Why Ash by Elegance is in this match is something I can't really specifically sit here and tell you. I actually have no idea. I don't know. So that one is a little bit incomplete in my brain. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah. Honestly, I got JC Jane retaining. I have no idea who would be close to even dethroning JC Jane for that title. My best bet probably be Indy Hartwell at this moment. That's like the one person I'm thinking in my head. I don't really see anybody else who's got any type of momentum headed to a title match or being even close to something. I know Indy has got that momentum. So I give it to her. I let her do it. I don't know how they want to go about it, but it is what it is. But in terms of this, yeah, I got JC Jane winning. It'll probably end the same way a lot of these triple threat matches have been ending lately. Like, Masha will probably hit the snowplow, or Ash will hit whatever move that she does, and then JC Jane will just throw him out, and then she'll get the win. Like, that's literally how all these triple threat matches have been ending lately. Like, literally the same way. And that just bothers me a little bit, but I'm like, it's too easy, bro. It's too easy, too obvious. Like, come on, let's end a little differently here. But regardless of it, I got JC Jane retaining the TNA Knockouts title. As all this leads up to the main event, which will be for the NXT title, as we got the ruler, Obafemi, as he defends against that boy Bouncy, Javon Evans. So for the past couple months, Obafemi has been defending against what I like to call developing talent, or has been having project title defenses, which means he's been defending the championship against mid-carders at this point, and quite possibly could be main eventers, but we had to see how they matched up. This is probably the most credible opponent that Oba's had in a while. And I can't even say credible because Javon really hasn't done anything himself, but to me, I think Javon is pretty much damn near ready for the main event. And he will be in the main event against the ruler. Javon, I believe, has had 2 shots at the NXT Championship. Ironically, a year ago was his first one at Heatwave, and this past year at Stand and Deliver. But both of those matches have been multi-people matches. The one on Heatwave was a fatal 4-way, and the one at Stand and Deliver was a triple threat. So this is his first ever one-on-one title match. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't know how this is gonna go. I just know for a fact Oba's gonna throw that boy around the ring. Oba's gonna throw him here. He's gonna throw him there. What Obafemi did to Wesley, I believe that was last year. Was that last year? I want to say that was last year or the year or 2023. I don't remember the match. I remember the match. I just don't remember what year that was. That might have been last year. But when Oba was throwing that boy all over the place, Javon's going to get the same thing. Hell, Javon going to go here. Javon going to go there. It's nuts. It's nuts. He's going to go all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a crazy time. It's going to be a crazy time. But, either way, this should be a pretty good match. I think it's going to be a good match. I don't know if Javon does it though. That's my thing. See, when it comes to the NXT title, I have no idea who's going to beat Obafemi. Because my thought is that once he loses that title, he's on to the main roster. 100%. There is no doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is just so little people that are ready for the main roster. Obafemi is one of them. The question is, what or who is going to stop him? I don't know. I can't tell you. So I personally have no idea. And I feel so uncertain about Javon right now, but they've been pushing Javon. They've been pushing him. So maybe he is ready. But I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't want to put that out there. But you know what? Just to keep my head from spinning, I got Obafemi retaining. I'm just keeping it at that because I feel like that's the safer bet. Because I'm not sure about Javon right now. But I got Obafemi retaining. I got him retaining the NXT title. And those are my NXT Heatwave predictions. It is going down on Sunday. I'm here for all of it. We are going to be here. And then, of course, next week is Clash in Paris. We will talk about that next week. But for now, we're going to look out for Heatwave. If something happens at AEW Forbidden Door, I will watch it and we will talk about it, all that good stuff. But for right now, we're focused on NXT Heatwave. But until then, it's been Rose, man. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the love and support as always. I haven't pre-ordered NBA 2K26 yet. I plan to do it next week so I can get the ball rolling. So 2K26 coming soon. Of course, Clash in Paris. Next week is going to be a crazy weekend, bro. I'm not ready for none of it. But hey, it is what it is, man. You already know. So until next time, peace, love, 100. Yeah.